OP and her husband decide to open their marriage. What could possibly go wrong? A disposable account for obvious reasons. English is not my first language, so sorry for any misspellings. I have been married for 10 years. I am 30F married to my husband 32. I have a bit of a hard time coming from penetration, so I would occasionally tell my husband to give me an oral, but he always refuses because he says he doesn't like my taste. This has been happening ever since we met, so he just uses his fingers or nothing. About 2 months ago, he came up with the idea of having an open marriage. According to him, he loves me, but it didn't satisfy him sexually, although I was open to experimenting with various things like anal, etc. He also said that my physique no longer attracted him so much. I ended up accepting, putting in various rules. Wear protection. I only have sex with someone once or twice a week. Get constant STD tests, also with the partner who is going to be intimate too, if possible. Notify in advance of at least 2 hours. And we said that we could take them home, but not to our bed. It would be to the guest bed or something like that. I wasn't that interested in this, so I hadn't dated anyone. My husband was, and he took advantage of everything he wanted. About 2 weeks ago, I met someone 28M, and well, we had sex. When I got home, I was quite happy since I hadn't done it for a long time. But my husband didn't seem so happy. He was somewhat furious. I asked him what was wrong with him, and he just ignored me. The following week, the same guy contacted me, and we met again. I told my husband at 2 p.m. My husband leaves work at 6:30 p.m. I told him to arrive a little later to go for a walk, or with someone because I was going to take the boy to my home. Well, the point is that the boy was giving me an oral. But then my husband entered the guest room and told the boy to leave. He was angry. I told him what the hell was wrong with him, and he didn't say anything. It was quite hot that night, so I stayed in my underwear. I fell asleep. I get up around 2 a.m., and my husband is between my legs, eating down there, and his fingers are inside me. I was kind of what the F, because he never liked doing it. We had sex that night and every night after, including oral sex. He now tells me that he wants to close the marriage, but it's confusing because he asked to open it from the beginning because he was dissatisfied, and he didn't see me as attractive, but now. And what if he gets bored of me again or something like that? Relevant comments. Nobalama 23. It sounds like he wanted to cheat without guilt. I didn't think you would start seeing someone and feeling satisfied. He is now trying to show that he can do it verbally too, saying, there is no reason to seek someone else. I can do it too. And I hope you agree to close the marriage since you are now satisfied. It wouldn't surprise me if he stopped going down after you agreed to close the marriage. Update. Well, thank you all really for your wise advice, as well as for the bad ones. They told me a lot to leave my husband and get together with a boy. That's not going to happen, lol. They also asked who gave me the oral better, because they were going to be left with the doubt. I will try to speak to my husband as quickly as possible about this. It really scares me a bit, and I've been avoiding the subject with him, but I think the right thing to do is to discuss it. I appreciated his concerns when I said that my husband was eating there down when he was sleeping. If I didn't mention that it bothered me, it's because it didn't. I had already talked to him about it before, but he just didn't want to until that day. So no, I didn't feel violated or anything like that. But I appreciate his concerns. Update 2. Well, here again. I'm going to get divorced. My future ex-husband said that he wanted a divorce. A few days ago, we talked about closing the marriage. I was really willing to do it and practically forget about this bad time. But he didn't want the same. He asked me for a divorce. He said that he didn't really find meaning in us anymore, and that he didn't even know why he married me. He said that he settled with me. He also confessed to various affairs, which was the reason why he asked for an open marriage. I felt he was less guilty, but when I had sex with the boy, he got angry because he felt betrayed. Now, I went to get many STD tests since he said that he did it many times without protection, and we didn't use a condom either because I never imagined that he was unfaithful. Plus, I stopped birth control a few months ago because we wanted a baby. Now I'm really glad I didn't get pregnant. Everything really hurts me because, despite this, I still love him. I don't understand if he never loved me because he married me. I could have had a different life. And now I'm here feeling like SHT for having lost 10 years of my life. And if I'm still 30, I could have done many different things in 10 years. But since he's settled with me now, he has resented it. When we started dating, I had nothing to say about it being for money. He told me that he wanted an amicable divorce and would leave the house for me. He left with several of his things. I don't know where, and I won't ask him either. But I don't understand. What's next? I really don't want to get divorced. I don't know what to do. I'm so scared of everything. Sorry to those who got upset. I just re-uploaded this because I really have over 100 messages saying to post it again. Relevant comments. I tell many people going through this situation. The person you divorced is not the person you married. OP, the fact that he had multiple affairs was not a flaw in your character, but his. If he has to seek something from multiple people, he is the problem, not you. I suggest therapy and dating when you are ready. He will regret what he has done, but for your sake, be done with him for good. BTW, he didn't settle. You did, and he is just pissed that someone else has seen your worth. Quarterlife 94. Honestly, it's better to find out now and come to terms with it than later, when you have 50 plus more years left. It will take 3 years to find a newer you and reach peaks that were never possible. There are 805 billion people in the world. I believe there's someone for everyone. 80% of people you meet are going to be like leaves on a tree and come and go with the seasons. 17% of people example. Your ex-husband are like branches. They take longer to fall, but given enough force, they too go. 3% of people have roots. They'll be with you forever. Roots sometimes run deep, and you have to dig. You might pick up a fallen branch, thinking it's a root, but it was never part of your tree anyway. Keep digging. Logic of the unknown. Update 2. I found out that my husband has another family. Well, it's my future ex-husband, really. Context in previous posts. I hadn't heard from him since he left until recently. His sister sent me a photo of him on a beach with a girl who was about 3 years old. The girl is identical to him, and the three of them look quite happy. When I saw him, I had a panic attack, and he had to take me to the hospital. My mother thought it would be a good idea to tell my ex, and he just replied, "Let her get better," and blocked my mother. I haven't been well since he left. But I think there is no point in continuing to lament for someone to whom I gave 10 years of my life, and they don't even care that I'm in the hospital. I will start personal therapy soon, and I hope to improve. I've been dating the boy, but I feel like I'm using him to take out my bitterness, and I feel terrible for it. Thank you for watching the video. If you are interested in listening to these kinds of stories, we've got more in store for you. Simply subscribe to our channel, hit the like button, and share it with your friends.